Hi, my name is Dr. Shurajit Nandi and I'd like to tell you about Raxa. Health systems can make one healthy, but an overstretched health system, as is true in most developing countries, is actually bad for a citizen's health. This is something that affects many people across the world, but the situation is considerably worse in poor countries. Most people there have little chance of regular, healthy contact with their system. It is too expensive for poor countries to change this. Too few providers are trained with good information, and patients are thus uninformed and unempowered. In healthcare markets in these countries, this asymmetry in information between healthcare providers and patients contributes to healthcare-related costs being the leading cause of people falling into poverty. But what if there was another cost-effective way to inform patients, to connect them to providers, and to improve access to healthcare without increasing the number of providers or dramatically improving facilities? At Raxa, we believe that this is possible using technology. We're building software that helps overstretched providers to be more efficient and empowers patients by giving them greater access to their own health information. Let me explain how. Meet Pinky Singh. Pinky is 4 years old and lives with her parents Ram and Sita in a small village in rural India, and the closest hospital to their home is far away. Pinky falls ill one day, and during her rounds in the village, a community health worker or CHW learns that Pinky has been experiencing stomach problems for over a week and has now become extremely dehydrated. Using the Raxa system on her phone, the CHW searches for the Singh family, registers Pinky's illness, administers oral rehydration salts, and decides that she now needs to go to the hospital for further treatment.
Pinky and her family arrive at the hospital and they go to the registration window. The hospital has already been alerted by the CHW's phone, and so the registration clerk simply looks her up in the system and enters Pinky's weight in order to calculate her BMI, which indicates that she is underweight and therefore at risk. Next, Pinky is sent to the screener or triage nurse who records Pinky's vital signs and thus assigns Pinky to an outpatient doctor who will examine her. Pinky's vitals and history, including her visit information from the CHW, now show up in the outpatient doctor's system, allowing the doctor to spend less time collecting this information. After the examination, the doctor sends Pinky to the laboratory so she can be tested for infectious diarrhea. Pinky proceeds to the lab, undergoes the tests, and then the results are entered into the system by the lab technician. Pinky then goes back to the doctor who has already received the results. Noting the presence of Shigella bacteria, the doctor instructs Pinky's patients to give her antibiotics, which he can then pick up from the pharmacist. In the pharmacy department, the pharmacist fills the order and Pinky's family comes to pick it up and are then given instructions by the pharmacist on how to take the medication. Pinky and her family then travel back to their village. A few days later, the CHW automatically receives a reminder to check on Pinky. When she does the checkup, she is provided with a task list of things to check based on Pinky's diagnosis. She makes sure that Pinky is taking her medication and is continuing to drink oral rehydration salts. Pinky's family also receives alerts on their phones reminding Pinky to take her medication at the appropriate time of day. They are prompted with an audio reminder.
डॉक्टर ने आपकी सेहत का और अच्छे से ख्याल रखने के लिए कुछ निर्देश दिए
and are given additional information on a diet while Pinky recovers. By providing decision support for community health providers, streamlining the hospital experience and making it easier for patients to access information about their care, Raxa bridges what could be a distant gap between providers and patients. Most of us volunteer our time to this project because we are passionate about what we do and are convinced that there is a better way to deliver affordable, accessible healthcare. We hope you'll stay tuned for Raxa's progress over the coming months, or better still, join us. Please visit us at www.raxa.org.